Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to decorate an art bug out bag. But before I show you that, if you're not subscribed, please do with all notifications. Like, comment, and share. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get started. Now, what I have here is a neoprene. I'm not sure if it's neoprene or neoprene-like, but it's just a zippered case that I found at a thrift store. So I thought I'm going to be using this to carry some art supplies that I just have on the go with me. And I think I'm going to decorate it. Now you've already seen the preview, so I'll skip what it is. But let's first see what we're going to do. I decided I was going to swatch these metallic markers that I got from Ohuhu, as well as some other ones, to see which ones showed up best on this material. As you can see, the color's kind of muddied because the neoprene sort of absorbed the color. So I'm going to have to put a base down. My apologies again. I started drawing off frame. I am still out of practice of recording content. So, because I had that big break in the summer, so I am drawing off frame without first confirming that I'm in frame so you can see it. But you've already seen the preview. So if you didn't know, it is a fish, but specifically I'm trying to do a little rendition of a koi fish. I find them quite colorful and interesting, so I thought this would be a nice complement to this bug out bag. So after I sketched in the koi fish, I have outlined it with a fine liner, but I want to point out my little pencil holder that I have still in frame. I sketched the fish with a 6B pencil, and this little pencil is like down to like 1 inch. So I had to get some kind of holder for those short little pencils so they would be more comfortable to hold when I'm drawing with them, because I'm going to use those little buggers to the very end. So I found these on Amazon and they're quite colorful and I really like them. So I've sketched my little koi fish. Now it's time to create the transfer. So I'm going to use that same 6B pencil and just draw on the opposite side of the paper so that I can transfer it to the bag. I thought I was being smart and using a little piece of wood to put down the transfer, but it actually was just puncturing the paper because the fabric was soft. So I'm going to make a stencil instead, so I have to cut out the koi fish. That worked very well. So now I'm just going to use the cutout of the stencil to put in the details that I missed or I couldn't draw with the stencil, and just add in some missing lines that I didn't capture. Alright, I like that. So I'm going to put down the base to see. I thought maybe that once I put down the white that the stencil would show through better. But guess what? I made a mistake. I grabbed some gesso and white paint out of my closet and used the white paint instead. I got pretty far and then I realized that's not what I want. So I tried to clean it off as best I could and put down the gesso. Now I know it's going to cover up the stencil and I won't be able to see it through, but that's fine. I still have the fish, so I'm just going to redraw it later. After everything dried and I did a few coats, so I had to wait a day in between coats. I was very diligent and I resisted the urge to rush my project. So once I finished with all the drying, I did find it was rough, so I used some sandpaper to take off some rough edges and just cleaned it with a cloth and a brush. Now that I can put down the tracing again, I decided that maybe I didn't like the placement I had the first time before I put down the base of the gesso. So I'm gonna try and decide which way I'm going to put it. I know, you guys, you paid attention at the beginning and you know which way this fish is going to end up. But this is just showing you part of my thought process of how I'm going to put this fish down. Like, I'm left-handed, so I'd like to draw from right to left. So I'm trying to work it out right now, which way is going to be best for me and which one I'm going to be happy with. And of course, you know, this is what we end up with. And what am I doing here? I hear you barking, big dog, and I'm going to tell you. I'm using my little 6B pencil and I'm retracing the fish so that when I put it down on the bug out bag, I can trace it. And hey, I got smart this time. I remember, I learned from my mistake. I put another sketchbook inside the bag, so now I have a nice stable space where I can retrace my fish. Now, I didn't have a lot of paint, but I did have some deco art paint. This one is an enamel sort of paint that you could put on pottery, and then you can put it in the oven and bake it onto your pottery. But I love this color, so I decided I would try and use it on the bag. This would be the water for the fish. Rather than me using up all my markers to color in the bag, I decided I would put down this base of paint. And it's working for my purpose. Now for the water of the fish, I just did some big basic shapes in a blue color that was sort of similar to the base color, but just a little bit different. These markers are metallic, so they do shine a little bit, so it's just a little subtle effect. To add a little something more, I took another color of blue, which is a little bit darker, a little bit different shade, and outlined some of the lines of the water just to make it pop. After I finished with the water, I went on to the fish, and for the fish I decided I was going to use pinks and purples and a little bit of gold. I wanted to protect it a little bit, so I used what I had on hand, which was some gouache varnish, and it's going to work. For now, at least. I love the effect. The markers just shimmer and it looks great. All right. Time to load up my art bug out bag. I have this helix compass I could do circles with. I have a little small plain paper sketchbook with an elastic closure. I can practice designs, make notes, do sketches. Next up is another small sketchbook, but this one has marker paper in it and it doesn't bleed through. It has an elastic closure as well. Next to go in the bag is my set of 6 Staedtler markers. I like that the case turns into a stand. Next in, we have a pencil sharpener, then a white gum eraser, and a mechanical pencil. Afterwards, I decided I was going to also add in a 2B pencil and a tortillon for shading. And there we have it. My art bug out bag is complete, ready for on-the-go drawing and sketching. Do you have an art bug out bag? And if so, what's in it? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching my video, and please leave me a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!